Welcome to the channel, guys. It's your boy Safe here from Select Vision, and first and foremost I want to say I hope everyone's staying safe during this global pandemic. And what I want to talk about today is this. Here is one of my canvases that I have online, which was taken by me. I have an online portfolio where I have digital prints, canvases and frames for sale. So please check out the link down below in the description, and please let me know if you're full. And look at that, I need to shape up, I need to trim. Missing the barbers like crazy, man, but it is what it is. We're all in the same position here, so can't really say much. But what I want to talk about today firstly is how Chelsea won the Champions League 8 years ago yesterday, and I want to talk about that final with Bayern Munich. Bruh, that game, man, gave me some massive goosebumps, like the way Bayern, man, they were dealing with us. Prime Robin, Prime Ribery, it was crazy. Like, Czech was doing a madness and goal, but I knew that moment, when Torres won us the corner and Drogba was just in that box, that killer instinct, bulletproof header, no way could have stopped that. Drogba, my G, come on, come on. But man, the way that final, man, it was just fate for us, because previously in other Champions League campaigns, especially against Barcelona, where we got robbed, and JT missing that penalty and Elka missing the penalty, so it was all fate at the end of the day. And that Luis Garcia goal where Gallas cleared it off the line, so it's all fate, and I'm happy. Talking point in today's video is how Dries Mertens signed an extra 3-year contract with Napoli, and I want to know your thoughts about that down below, guys, so please comment. But personally, in my opinion, I think it's a good thing that he didn't join Chelsea, because age is on his side. He's 33 years old. And personally, I don't see him, even though he's a great player, I don't see him fitting in our club's ambitions for the next few years. And since we've already got aging players in our squad, for example, Giroud, Pedro, Willian, etc., and since Tammy Abraham's already learning from Giroud, so, it doesn't make sense for me. But personally, striker-wise, I would go for Edouard from Celtic. Be banging in goals for fun this year for Celtic in the Scottish League, so even though people are saying, it's a Scottish League, like, what is it to prove? But it's also banged in goals for fun in the Europa League as well. So the good thing about him is that he's a good team player. He scores goals, but he also creates assists as well. And not only is 6'1", which shows that he's got aerial presence, but, he's a good team player as well. We need that. We need solid competition for Tammy Abraham up front. And since Michy Batshuayi is not really banging at the moment, he's scoring goals off the bench, which he has been since whenever he joined the club. But, whenever he starts, he's not really, he's not clinical. He has chances, but he keeps on missing them. So, personally, he's going to leave the club in the summer. But another transfer target that I'm interested in, and I think the club should go for, is Victor Osimhen from Lille. And from what I've seen is that he scored 13 goals this season in Ligue 1 for Lille. So, and whenever he played us in the Champions League, he was looking deadly, man. He was looking good against us. That goal he scored against us as well. So he's young as well. So same as Edouard, we need players that will, fight for competition places for the next upcoming seasons. Look at Man City, for example. Them seasons when they had like Aguero, Jovetic, Negredo and all these players, man. So we need a squad full of good players. So it'll be better for us. Instead of competing for top 4, we need to be challenging for the titles. But Chelsea FC, come on. Another thing I want to talk about is how, training has already started for Premier League clubs, especially Chelsea. Tuesday, there were pictures of Chelsea training in groups of 5, which I think is a good idea, because, players haven't kicked the ball in over 2 months, so they need to be outside actually kicking the ball, and it's good for the mental health and everything like that. But they're saying that the Premier League may be starting on the 12th of June, and Serie A, I think 14th of June. Personally, I think that's a bit early, but we'll see what happens, because, death rates are still quite high. They're not really going down, so I don't really want to comment more about this situation. But, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I haven't watched the Bundesliga on the weekend. It didn't look right to me, because this felt like a training match. There was no intensity there, so I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Another talking point in today's video is how, certain fans want Jadon Sancho and Ben Chilwell, etc. But looking at the moment in this global pandemic and economic crisis, I don't really see us, pursuing them targets. Like for example, like I said, Jadon Sancho 100 million plus, Ben Chilwell 50 million plus. Like we need to strengthen in other areas as well. I already mentioned the striker element, but we need to focus on getting in players in certain positions like centre back, left back, and we need another goalkeeper. So especially left back wise, we're limited at the moment. Emerson Palmieri, I don't really rate him. He's had his chances for us at Chelsea. He's played many games. Start of season he was doing okay, but since after the Man City game, he got exposed that game and just his confidence dropped. I mean, when he come to the final third, he didn't really have a killer instinct in that final third. So his crossing is not there, and we need players that will be able to cross the ball in today's game. So another thing is Marcos Alonso. He's terrible in the back four, so in the wing back he's actually good. Good going forward. He scored some clinical goals for us, important goals, especially in the big games like Spurs, Arsenal, etc. But whenever he's played against big teams, he does well. But you know, I would keep him in the squad as an experienced player, and I would personally sell Emerson Palmieri to get in some extra cash. And the next thing I want to talk about is centre back position, where personally I think Zuma gets a lot of hate from the fan base. I think he's one of our best defenders, and he always has his heart on the line. Look at the blocks he's done this season, especially, and previous seasons. He has experience. He's PL proven. He's won many Premier Leagues with Chelsea, so I'll definitely keep him. But Christensen and Rudiger for me are the weakest at the moment. Christensen, I've been saying this for the last couple of seasons. Physically, he's not strong enough. Ball playing, he's excellent, but he hasn't got that physical presence, and we're getting exposed, conceding goals. Rudiger, I thought maybe when he comes back from injury, we'll be a lot better, but you know, we're still looking shaky at the back. So personally, I'll go for another centre back. Goalkeeping wise, Willy Caballero, he's too old now, so we need another number 2 that will provide competition with Kepa to make him on his toes. So like this season especially where he's been slacking, if we had a good number 2 and Barkley with a beard, it kind of suits him, I'm not gonna lie. And N'Golo Kante has got his hair growing out. It kind of looks jokes though, but on real, I want to talk about how, you know, Kante missed training today, and you know, certain players will miss training. They have their second thoughts about the current situation. For example, Troy Deeney, who's a Watford player, as you already know, and he announced that he's not going to be training with the club because of his son who has breathing difficulties and he doesn't want to go back home, which makes sense. You know, some players will have different thoughts about it, so we can't really force them, you know, to play in that situation. What I want to talk about in today's video is Callum Hudson Odoi. As you're aware of the situation around Callum Hudson Odoi, I don't really want to, you know, dwell on the situation too much because, you know, I'm not one of them judgmental people that, you know, sticks to one side. Like, we don't know what's going on. But what I can say is that innocent till proven guilty. So, you know, rightly so, the club hasn't really mentioned anything about the situation because there's a trial which will be happening in June. So I don't really want to comment too much about the situation. But what I will say is that it's stupid of him breaching lockdown rules and regulations, even though it was at his own house and his own home. But still, you're 19 years old, one of the hottest prospects in English football. I know rival fans will have different stories saying, oh, he's overrated, this and that, Greenwood is better, Saka's better, Martinelli's better, but come on, we've got to be realistic now. He's one of the best young prospects in England at the moment, and, you know, he can make or break his career. But hopefully for his side is that, you know, he's innocent and that he can just focus on playing this football. Imagine, like, winning Europa League last year for Chelsea, and then this year having that crazy injury, minor setbacks and everything. It's crazy. The first player to be tested with coronavirus, and now this is, it's kind of damaging for him. But for his sake, man, I hope he, you know, succeeds after all this. Talk about Hakim Ziyech. I can't wait to see him play for us next season. The Wizard of Amsterdam. He's such a quality player, man. I can't wait to see him play. The good thing about him is that, you know, he's in his prime now. He's 27 years old. He's proven in the Champions League, even though, you know, people are saying, oh, it's one-off games. Look at him for, you know, the Dutch league as well. I know people are going to say it's an easy league, but, you know, he's got too much talent. And another thing about him is his work rate, and that's what we need at Chelsea. He's got the creativity and he's got the work rate, and, you know, I can see him do well for us for many seasons. He's already Ajax legend, and people already said good things about him. to see where he came from, all that struggle, all that hard work. He even said in this documentary that if it wasn't for his mother, he would have quit football a long time ago, which shows that when an African footballer, man, if they do something for the family, man, like, you know, they're dedicated. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. Subscribe, like, comment down below on what you think Chelsea should do in the transfer window. And, you know, we're a community here on YouTube, so let me know your thoughts and your opinions on what Chelsea should do in the transfer window, as well as other things going on that I should talk about in next week's episodes. Thank you, guys.